potatoes, red ripe tomatoes. I ain't never satisfied. I want the frim-fram sauce, that also fed. Chef Fi-Fi on the side. Hi, and welcome to Robert's Mostyum Cooking Show. Today we have John Clark from Coffey's restaurant in Boone on Howard Street. John, welcome, and come on in and tell us what you're going to be cooking for us today, sir.
I'm going to be cooking a chicken hash with top of the free-range fried egg, a BBQ-Spiced Prime Rib Steak over Chilli-Lobster Grits, and to finish with a roasted pineapple tartan.
How exciting. Tell us a little bit about Coffey's restaurant, please.
Coffey's restaurant, well, we serve Mediterranean-style foods mixed with the local ingredients, so your local farms, your local produce.
Yes? How interesting. Okay, so you're going to begin with an appetizer?
Yes.
All right. Tell us a little bit more about that.
It's basically an array of products. It can be a nice light lunch, nice brunch item.
Yes.
Just all tossed together in the traditional southern hash style.
Okay, well, show us how to do it, sir.
Okay.
You can find recipes for this show on www.mostyum.com.
I'm going to start off heating the pan up pretty hot.
Okay.
You want to heat everything very quickly.
Yes.
I'm going to start off with a little canola oil.
Using canola.
And some onions. Some diced grilled chicken.
Ah. So using a red onion today.
Yes, just for colour, a little bit more sweetness.
Yes.
Just want to cook the onions just until they're slightly opaque, a little bit cooked through.
Yes.
Can add some par-cooked potatoes, Idaho potatoes. Just keep on stirring.
So par cooked for approximately how long?
What I did with these potatoes, I just diced them and then poured some boiling water over them.
Yes.
And just left them in the boiling water. Took about 10 minutes.
Gotcha.
Now I'm going to add some diced portobello mushrooms.
Portobellos.
Some country ham. Just going to cut that up real rough. Throw that in there. Some caramelized onions.
Caramelized onions, and how did you do that?
You put them in a pan similar to this one.
Yes.
Over medium to low heat, and just let all the sugars naturally come out of the onions, just stirring them gently every now and again. You don't have it too high, otherwise you're going to burn the onions. So all you're really doing is letting the natural sugars of the onion come out, caramelize.
Yes.
And so they're very, very sweet.
Thank you.
Now, then add a little bit of veg stock.
Veggie stock?
Yep.
Gotcha. And how'd you make the veggie stock, sir?
Basically with all the carrots, onions, celery, bay leaf, fennel seeds, water and white wine.
Gotcha.
It takes about 45 minutes once you bring it to the boil.
Yes. Interesting.
Now what we're doing here is just basically heating it all through.
And this is a dish you would serve at Coffey's?
This is actually a dish we serve at Sunday brunch.
Yes.
Now, while that's heating up, I'm going to take some sage leaves.
Oh, yeah.
Just going to cut them up.
I like using the
Pretty
fresh
rough.
sage.
Fresh sage.
Yes.
So throw them in there. Add some finely sliced spinach. Some diced tomatoes.
This is some hearty dish you're putting together here.
Not messing around.
No way.
And then there's some
Beautiful.
basil butter, which is just unsalted butter mixed with fresh basil.
Yes.
Just whipped all together. I'm just going to stir this.
A complex array of flavors, I would say.
You know, I've got to make my job look difficult. And when the butter's just about melted,
Right?
I'm going to add a little bit of veal stock. This is just Veal bones and carrots, celery and onions that have been roasted over about a 12-hour period. So you start off with, well, you add water obviously over the 12-hour period.
Yes.
And then you just boil it down until the gelatin.
Yes, I know it was gelatin.
And that is just about it. Just going to let that heat up. I'm going to serve it in a container like this.
Yes. I really like the uniformity of your dice. I mean, it really makes this dish really come out in its beauty.
I mean, you don't have to do the ingredients I did. I mean, you can, a hash is pretty much whatever you want to put in there. You could substitute sweet potatoes. You could omit the chicken and do some kind of seafood if you like seafood in there.
Yes.
That's why I like these kind of foods, because they're very easy to manipulate and put your own little touch on them.
Gotcha.
Now I'm going to top this with a free-range egg that I got from the farmer's market in Boone.
Oh, yes, the farmer's market in Boone.
And try and get the gas up. There you go.
And this term hash for this dish, where does that come from?
I believe it's a southern term. Anything more than that?
Well, I'm from Georgia, and we have barbecue hash, no doubt about it. I was interested in finding out if you knew that the background of that word hash.
No. Sorry, got me on that one.
Well, I'll check it out.
I'm just going to cook the egg over easy.
Yes. And this dish where you put the egg on top of that's one of your own creations, or?
Yeah, I really like the flavor of the free-range egg. You got a much stickier yolk, if that makes sense, and it just really ties in all the flavors.
Oh.
And just gives it a nice home-cooked, rounded-off feel.
Gotcha.
Now watch yourself on this one.
Okay.
And that should be over easy. Just gonna lay that right on top.
How interesting. And a beautiful dish topped with this free-range egg. Yes. Thank you. We're going to go to a commercial now. And when we come back, Chef John Clark will prepare for us
a spice-roasted ribeye fillet over Chilli-Lobster Grits.
Interesting. Watauga River Farms, located in the middle of Valley Crucis, Charles Church offers a wide range of organic vegetables available at the farm or at the farmer's market in Boone. Watauga River Farms. The Country Gourmet in the Green Mansions Village on Highway 105 in Fosco. Betsy Morrell has been in business for over 30 years. She has everything you need for your kitchen. If they don't have it there, they'll get it for you. And they have a friendly, knowledgeable staff. The Country Gourmet. Joe's Italian Kitchen in the Boone Heights Shopping Center near the Burger King. Joe has family recipes spanning 5 generations. Traditional Italian dishes. Joe's Italian Kitchen for family fun with music and good food. Earth Fare, the healthy supermarket on King Street in downtown Boone, offers all the foods you love, only better. Earth Fare, the healthy supermarket. Welcome back to Robert's Mostyum Cooking Show. Chef John Clark from Coffey's Restaurant is with us today. And tell us, Chef, what you're going to fix for us next.
As my entree, I'm going to prepare a spiced ribeye steak. I'm going to serve it over some organic Chilli-Lobster Grits. I'm going to finish the whole thing with a pomegranate port glaze.
Interesting. Okay, so we've got some grits being served up today. We'll have to talk to the folks about grits. So I love grits.
This is the prime rib steak. You've got the whole prime rib. I just cut the end off of it.
Yes.
A spice mix that we make in the restaurant. It has paprika, thyme, garlic powder, cayenne, cumin, and dried thyme.
Gotcha.
So I'm just going to heavily encrust the steak.
So using a prime rib rather than, say, meat that's choice like most people find in the grocery store, what's the difference between prime grade and choice like that most people buy?
It's all down to the amount of marbling.
The fat in the meat?
And throughout the actual meat of the meat, rather than around the outside. Choice is a lower grade than prime because it has less marbling, so there's less flavor. All the flavor's in the fat.
Thank you.
So there's the prime rib.
The chili spice rub.
Spice rub. Now I have a pan that's pretty hot. I'm going to start it in the pan.
Okay.
I'm going to finish it in the oven just because it's such a chunk of meat.
Yes. Going to sear it in the pan and then
sear it in the pan just to get the
oven.
spices nicely caramelized and encrusted.
Yes.
So it's going to smoke up a little bit. Might want to stand back.
Okay.
I'm just going to let the spices burn a little bit, I guess you could say, and then let the meat get sealed as well, just to seal in all the juices.
Yes.
A little bit like that.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm just going to finish that off in the oven.
Gotcha. Okay, so Chef John Clark's going to put this in a 400-degree oven, and we'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Joe. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I live here in Boone. I'm real happy to be here. This is my father, Tony. Dad's still making the meatballs here. We serve stromboli every day. We have 4 different kinds of stromboli. Come take a look at some of my walls here. This is what we call the wall of colorful characters. Hey, come over here. Let me show you. We're going to make a cannoli. So this is Joe, and we want you to come and see us at Joe's Italian Kitchen at the Boone Heights Shopping Center behind the Burger King.
Finest cookware and perfect gift ideas can be found at the Country Gourmet in Fosco. For 30 years, the Country Gourmet has been a destination for anything from candles to clocks, dishes to decorations, silverware to surprises, and gifts you can't find just anywhere. Make a bridal wish list or a wish list for anyone who wants to enjoy the many items to choose from. Open year-round, 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday, and 12 to 5 on Sundays.
Chef, while the prime rib's in the oven, what are you going to do next?
I'm going to heat up the lobster chili grits. These are some grits that I cooked a little bit beforehand just because as they're organic, they take about 2 hours over low heat, 2 or 3 hours over low heat. So these are ones that I cooked a little bit beforehand.
Yes. I noticed you put a little stock in there.
A little bit of vegetable stock. Probably for each cup of grits, I do about 2 tablespoons of butter because I like butter.
Yes.
And then I just really finish it off with chili peppers, salt, and this one's going to be lobster and cheddar.
Interesting. And these chili peppers using today, are they jalapeno?
No, they are a pasilla chili. It's more of a smoky chili rather than a heat chili. It's going to give more flavor rather than a little bit of bite. Most of the spice on the steak is going to give the heat. So the grits are going to like mellow out the steak.
Yes.
And then the sauce hopefully will complete it.
How interesting.
Okay. So you don't want to have it over too much heat, just because you want the grits to cook nicely. You don't want it to turn into like a nasty starch. Just going to add the chilies. These are chilies I took the seeds out.
Yes.
And just cut them really thin. Just going to let them, we're not going to cook them all the way through. We're just going to let them heat, get a little softer so they exude all their flavor.
And once again, the name of that chili?
Pasilla.
Pasilla.
I'm just going to add some sharp white cheddar.
Yes.
This is, I got this from New England. And I just grated it on a cheese grater.
Oh.
So we're just going to let that melt. And then to finish it off, I have a lobster tail that has been poached.
Wow, that's a healthy lobster tail.
Yep, it was from a 2-pound lobster. Just going to real rough chop it. And all I'm going to do is put it in there just to heat through because you don't want to overcook it and become very tough.
Yes. You said you poached this.
I poached it. For the 2-pound lobster, it took me about 9 minutes.
And what does poaching mean, please?
Poaching is in a boiling liquid. It could just be water. With me, I did the vegetable stock. You can poach it in any kind of flavors that you like. You can even poach it in olive oil if you're really adventurous.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm just going to let these heat through and then finish it with some unsalted butter.
Unsalted. I like the green of the chilies with the orangish red of the lobster. It's a nice color contrast.
Thank you.
Yeah, and your choice of the white cheddar rather than yellow cheddar.
Rather than yellow cheddar, just because it would, the yellow cheddar, although you can get a sharp yellow cheddar, it would have masked all the different colors like you just noticed.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
I'm
Thank
just
you.
going to put this on the back burner
Okay.
while I prepare the sauce.
All right.
Very simple sauce. Going to start out with some pomegranate juice.
Now, how do you get pomegranate juice? You don't squeeze all those little bitty seeds, do you?
No, I take the easy route and I go to the store and get the bottle.
Gotcha.
So just going to bring that to the boil and reduce it down a bit so it concentrates all the pomegranate juice. What I'm looking for, I have a port on the pomegranate. Pomegranate's going to be very sour,
Tart.
but slightly sweet, and then you got the overt sweetness of the port.
Oh, interesting.
Just going to go check on the steak.
Okay. We'll be right back. The Perrier Group and the Mutual Distributing Company, providing the finest bottled waters. Perrier, San